Alright guys, this is the second video in the series here. We're going to be using the SimWrap Market template, one that was made by my buddy Paco Ramos with Evo Designs. He's top notch, and if you haven't checked out any of his work, like I said, simwrapmarket.com. Look them up. They're a game changer for guys trying to get into painting cars. All right, so let's get on with this. They have it set up where you want to change the color. Their directions kind of walk you through it. You're going to double click on this, and we're going to make this thing white. Okay. We're going to be transferring this Admin Advantage paint over. So there's a lot of different little tricks I've done in this paint, and different spec map actions and stuff that we'll get into. But anyway, all right. So change our base paint to white. We want this paint to be, judging by my other cars, I think this is going to be this blue. We're going to change this blue to the pink. We'll see how that looks. It may need to be the other way around. Once again, we did the quick actions in the previous video, so you can see how quick that changed the car. I think we're going to have to go the other direction with it. You also can just drag your paint colors over. Ooh. Oh, never mind. We're blue on this. This will be blue. And this needs to be white. Now let's see what it looks like. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay. Mirrors are going to be pink. And the number boards are going to be the same. We'll have to add our league ones to it later, but for now, we'll leave them pink. Okay, easy as that when changing their paints around. We'll transfer a few of my decals over here from a previous paint. Group 1. We're just going to right click on that decal group, and we're going to duplicate it, and we're going to move it over here to that paint. Click yes, and there. All right, let's remove these. We'll be running those. We'll be running this as well. This or this. Everything else should stay on the car. All right. And we've got some decals. Easy as that. Now, we're going to add the SimWrap Market plugins. So, in order to do that, we're going to have to load up our download folder. We're going to extract the Spec Map Actions folder. Alright, same thing with this one. Extract all. You download these on the SimWrap Market website. A very, very handy tool for anybody that is painting cars. So we're going to go to the little hamburger icon, I call it. Let's full screen this. So we want to add this other screen. Hold on just a second. Bear with me. Okay. All right. So we're gonna go to the little hamburger icon here at the top right next to actions. We're going to load actions. And now we're going to find this folder, Spec Map Actions here. And it's the ATN file. Perfect. So we see that they have populated. We're going to do the same thing here again for load actions. Go back to the regular spec map actions. And same thing. Okay. Now, here comes the fun part. So we're going to hide our logos for now. We don't need those. We also want to hide our pit boards and the car decals. Anything that might be the same color that we don't want to accidentally get selected when we do this. Okay, so we're going to select our magic wand tool, and we're going to go up to the top where it says sample all layers. You're going to want to select that. All right, so the first thing we're going to want to change is the color on the pink. So we're going to click one of the sections of pink, and we're going to right click that, and then we're going to click on similar. So that should pull up anything on the car that is that color or close. Now, where Paco's got this gradient, I have to go through and kind of manually select because the color changes and it kind of looks wonky if I don't get some of that. All right. Same thing here. Yeah, and then I've got a perfect example of why you want to deselect things as well that we'll go through, because if you'll look, there's a little pink square on the center of the car there on the door, and that's where the number boards were colored earlier. Selecting this, and it may be that I have to come back in too because where it cuts off, it may not look correct. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and get every bit of that. All right, so that's got that. Now we're going to want to go back in here, and since we have this board here selected but we don't want it, we're going to hold Alt, and then we're just going to click that, and that removes it. Okay, those are all done. So now the next step with this quick action tool is to go up to your spec map folder, and then I just click on custom spec map. This is all still selected, right? So with that selected, we're going to choose our color, and let's just go with classic metallic for now. So we click on classic metallic and then click play, and then that automatically adds that selected section to our spec map with the correct color overlay to make the classic metallic look. Alright, so now we're going to do the same thing, come back through here and do the same to the white. And just for the sake of doing it, we're just going to put a matte chrome finish on it for now. So same thing, click white, right click similar, and then choose your actions out of the drop down menu, click on custom spec map, then hit play. And then now that is populated with matte chrome. And then lastly, we'll just do all the blue. let's do it in something like smooth metallic, flat metallic. It's not the color we're going to go with, but just for the sake of this video, here it is. Okay, so you can see the spec map here, the color file, and what the color is iRacing. It's hard to really describe, but the closer to red something gets, the shinier it becomes. Pure red's chrome, green is going to be, the closer to green it gets, the more matte the finish gets. So standard green is just your standard matte. And you can play around. There's certain colors that you wouldn't think. It's hard to really describe, but anyway, the quick action tools are the best way to do this, hands down. Anyway, let's close out our spec map here, and let me pull up the other view so that you guys can see the paint booth. Let's change this. All right, so we're going to go back up again, click on our quick action, hit play, and as you can tell, the car has now changed. Let's full screen on this. So that is it in a nutshell. And let's just say we want to change this. I've got a custom color that I've worked with, that I've really come to like. I call it the Coke can finish. It is hex code BF 8000. I use it just about on everything now. And we're just going to replace these colors with that. So let's switch back to here. We're going to go in on the matte chrome and we're just going to select it. And then I'm just going to go up to the swatches on the top where your colors are. And we're just going to click on orange on that Coke can finish. And it's going to auto populate there. We're going to do the same thing here. And then we're just going to turn the flat metallic back to black. That'll be gloss. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to blow this screen up so that you guys can see it. All right, so we're going to click on our quick action for the Lambo again and hit play. And there it is. Got a glossy finish on the black. You can kind of see the reflection. And then, like I said, what I call the Coke can shine, or it's kind of a metallic, like a flat metallic almost, on the pink and white. All right, let's populate our logos back on. Matter of fact, while we're doing this, I will walk you through. I've got a special like paint or spec map action that you can download off their site. It's called the, let me load up their plugin so I'm not lying on it. In their plugin, it is called the Neon Candy Metallic Color Set. So we're going to open that. It doesn't matter where it's saved, just save it here. All right. So with their Neon Metallic Color Set, they've got some pretty cool paints already pre-populated here. Candy Yellow. Let's just let's say that blue down there, I think, is essentially where I got my original idea. So we're just going to share this color over. As you can tell, if I zoom in on it, you can see it's got a little bit of a sparkle already laid in the color. So we're going to just duplicate that color over to the Lambo. And then you want to duplicate the spec map file into your spec map folder. So we'll go over to there. All right. Spec maps where it should be. Now this color needs to come down. I'll also walk you through here doing, well, since it's a base, you don't have to, but normally with something like this, when you add it, you're going to want to use your magic wand tool and select the color that you're wanting to have that color populate to. So when we do this, we can just select that color, and then we're going to add a layer mask, which is this little icon down here at the bottom, the little square with a circle in the middle. Click on that, and then that put a layer mask on it. Now that becomes useful in the sense that with the spec map action for the neon candy metallic, we're going to want to take this layer mask that we just created for the blue, and we're going to hold down Alt while hovering over the actual mask that we made. We're going to click on that, and we're going to drag it up, and we're going to release it on top of the candy metallic. So what that did is that just duplicated our spec map up to there, and we're going to do the same thing again. I mean, our spec map, sorry, the mask, layer mask. We're going to do the same thing to there. So now our spec map looks like that. So turn that off for a second. I'm actually going to disable this because I want the blue to show through like it should there. All right, so now let me flip this over. We're going to do the same thing. Zoom in on the car here so it shows a little better. And we're going to use our quick action. And there's the blue. It's kind of got a purple hue to it, so I don't know that I will use that. We'll just see what this looks like here. I deselected that blue and added that to there. Yeah, so that gave me a little sparkle. Not as much as what theirs did, but you can see the kind of bass boat finish in there, I guess you could call it. Just a little sparkle in it. Let's add these decals back onto the car. And our logos. Hit play. And there's that. So that's, I mean, the long and the short of it, that's the quick and easy way to spec map. Now without their tools, let's do that. I can walk you through that as well. So turn off our logos again. What we're going to want to do turn those off. All right. So without their tools, you would essentially just want to do like I did with the layer mask. So we're going to select the blue. We're going to select similar, and you're going to want to go up here and just create a layer, and then we're going to color overlay that layer. We're going to do it in black. Didn't do it. Okay, hold on. Acting like I know something here. Where is my paint bucket tool? Right here. You're going to want to put the paint bucket to it. So you got to paint it, and then basically a fill. And by doing that, that covered that layer. We'll drag it up here above the spec map so you can see. Yeah, so paint bucket, black, or whatever color you want it to be. In this case, we're going to do this orange. Ah, crap, that won't work. Got it because I got a color overlay. Double click, cover overlay, and then change the color to the orange. All right, this is my Coke can finish. I'm going to drag it down into the spec map folder. And then we hit that quick action button, and now it's got the Coke can shine to it. We turn that off. And we're back to the metallic finish. All right, try that one more time with this. We're going to create a new layer. We're going to paint bucket fill that layer with orange. Okay, now we're going to go down here with that layer selected. We're going to take our magic wand tool. We're going to select a color. In this case, we'll do the white. Once again, right click, similar. And then we're going to, with that layer selected, we're going to add the layer mask with the button down here that we talked about. Layer mask add. All right, sorry about that. Microphone had shut off. All right, so yeah, layer mask added with this button down here. All right, so let's just do this. And there's a blue color somewhere around here. All right, we're just going to add that color swatch to there. Drag it into here. No. Just change this color overlay to this color. Okay. Select the color on the car. Blue is kind of a just a clear coat, just a basic clear coat most of the time. Turn that color off, and then we'll go back to this, and it's got our Coke can. All right, hope this wasn't too complicated. I mean, it's a lot easier than it sounds, especially if you've got the Spec Map Actions tools. Highly recommend it. I think it's about $12 a piece. Really, most anybody can get by with one or the other on the Spec Map Actions, but I do like having them both. I mean, there's some cases where I do like to use the candy on things. Do that real quick here just to show you. Same thing, right? Click on the white, right click similar, and then select candy, and see if you can tell a difference. The white's kind of so small that it's actually. Let's do the car, and that's the blue. We're gonna take this layer mask and just drag it up and replace it. Okay, now show you the car with the candy on it, and then hit the Lambo actions again and play. There's your candy red or candy blue. Kind of got almost a pearl look in the paint, little sheen to it. Anyway, like I said, hope that wasn't too complicated. I know I get a little ahead of myself, get a little, after doing this for so long, it becomes second nature. But anyway, hope I made it easy enough to understand, and reach out if you have any questions, comment on the video, and I'll try to get back with you. And if we need to touch on something else, I can reach out directly, or I can make a second video. But anyway, like I said, hope this helps, and appreciate you watching. Catch you on the next one.